round 4, table 6.
Yeah.
Mike Smith from the Slow Gaming Group. My faction is Kador, and I played Strakov.
I'm Lacey from the Santa Barbara Wargaming Group. I play Circle, and I was playing Chromac.
And highlights are there was a lot of gas grenading.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
Lots of it. Took the Gators completely out the first round before they could do anything. So
I was feeling pretty confident, and had my Spriggan hold back, and she advanced her monsters, and let's see, who sprayed? You did some spray.
I did a spray with the Pureblood Warpwolf.
Did some damage.
Yeah.
Took out like 3 assault commandos.
Yeah. And my Stalker moved up and berserked, so he was able to kill not as many as if there were a big clump, but he was able to kill the ones within his reach.
Yep. And then on the next turn, I charged with the Spriggan, killed the Warpwolf Stalker.
Yeah.
Strakov shot his riot gun before that happened, leaving him kind of close to Chromac, maybe a little too close.
Yeah.
But he was hanging out in trench and thought he was safe. And then Lacey's next turn, she activated Chromac, went bestial.
Turned into a beast. And then I moved up his movement and then leapt over to your caster.
Leapt into the trench.
Yes.
And killed Strakov.
Yeah.
And died in his own trench.
Yeah.
And that's how it ended.
So yeah, it was a good game.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
Super
it was
fun.
Yeah. All right.
You'll probably cut this out.
DiceRage.com?
Yeah, it's my wargaming website.
Oh, hey, no worries.
All right.
This is round 4?
Game. Yeah, round 4.
Table.
Table, I forgot.
3 or 4?
I think table 3. Yeah, I think it was table 3.
Right.
Yeah, playing Circle, y'all know. I played Kruger this time.
P. Kruger, right?
Yeah, pre-Kruger.
All right, I was still experimenting with my Fiona list, still trying to get the hang of that, so not another successful testing session, but still a fun game all around.
Yep, ton of fun. I'm not just saying that because I won, because I was saying I lost 2 games today too, and I was saying those are fun too.
It's been a really good day of games in general.
Yeah.
I haven't had any games that I've
It's one of the funnest
disliked.
tournaments I've ever played in.
Yeah, everybody's
straight up.
It'll be tricky because later on there's going to be some competition for like voting for who is the best player or something like that. So that's going to be a tough competition.
I'm gonna say it's always like you were saying, it's good when that's a tough decision. You know, when you're like going, who's your favorite? I don't know. I'm gonna have to do it. I may have to do it Gamer Star because I got my D&D dice. I got a D10. I'll make that D5. Just roll for it.
Yeah, that'll work.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it'll be tough.
Everyone I played today was cool. So.
All right, so let's see. So what was the scenario? It was demolition.
Yep.
So that was the ammo cache in the center of the board. I don't think we didn't we didn't really play much in the way of scenario.
The objective was this thing that was in the way as we tried to kill each other.
Yeah.
Nawala the Huntress and the Blood Trackers are proven to be really effective as a Death Star unit. So Marth, if you're watching this, I think I heard you describe them as a Death Star unit. You're right about that. They bring the Death Star to the table.
Yep. I was able to whittle their numbers down, at least in one round of shooting with my gun mages. That was helpful since the UA was still in play, and so he could help them ignore stealth. So they were a little less lethal in that regard. Although that was the only thing I really did damage to in the entire game. I've been spending most of my time just experimenting with how effective it is to try to lob shots using the Nocrian brand and try to kill from afar, even though it's kind of ridiculous against hordes when all the war beasts are in play and the warlock has a couple of focus or fury for camping. But
well, I'm gonna say this as a mercenary player too, seeing Rosente and the Mule in action, you just made me want to get Rosente and the Mule because all I got right now are Pirate Jacks plus Magnus's Battle Group plus a Nomad that Tom gave me. So.
Oh yeah. No, he's great. That was a great addition from Wrath for the Mercs. Rocinante's a fantastic Jack. Guard Dog didn't really come into play at all for me, but the defensive strike, that was terrific. just a very effective Jack in general. A lot of utility. So he's been kind of the star performer in each of my lists, even though I haven't actually gotten the assassination off. He's the one who's always lobbing the Ninokri and Brand shots and things like that. Although the Mule being Jack marshaled by the gun mages with the UA, that's a nice combination there too. Nice 16-inch range if you sacrifice movement is great.
I felt like playing against two factions at once. Of course, I'm one to talk. I'm playing Constance Blaze as a mercenary in the current War-Torn Alliance.
Interesting.
That's a good option too for you if you're playing Highborn Covenant. Constance Blaze, Precursor Knights, and them gun mages. It's like Signar mercenary style straight.
Interesting.
It's like you get the best of both worlds.
I'll have to look into that. Yeah, I've taken a break from my usual cricks to do some mercs this tournament. Let's see, what were some of the highlights of the game? I don't know.
Me using the shifting stones as dragon teeth, I kind of brought that move back from Mark 1 and used them to basically pin down Eris to keep her from moving around and being too much of a threat.
That was nice, yeah. I mean, I could have made the move over there with my remaining Horgenhold Forge Guard to smack on those stones and clear an opening for her. But I decided to take a swing at your Argus instead, which proved to be very ineffective.
Yeah, and I had to take Eris out because she's such a threat. I basically shot my own shifting stones and her at the same time with the Black-Clad Wayfarer's stone spray attack, just to try to take her out, and which ended up happening.
She deserved it though. After 2 rounds of shooting at his Black-Clad Wayfarer and missing, she was sandbagging, so she kind of deserved to get shot up.
Yeah, so I saw a Jack breakdance today. I saw my Black-Clad Wayfarer just kind of go like, woo! Man, that was close.
Yep.
Kissing his rings and everything, doing all that superstitious stuff that the circle does. You know.
Yep. But I think over the course of my 4 games where I've been very unsuccessful of just doing the straight-up assassination run, I think the next time I approach Fiona list, I'll have to think of something that's a little bit more all around as opposed to just trying to go for a quick kill.
Yeah, what worked with me in Fiona, waves and waves of expendable infantry, cheap, like press gangers, sea dogs, anything, you know, your 4-6 kind of units, your 5-8 kind of units, and just fit as many of them as you can into the list, and then give her a couple of jacks, give her some support solos, and watch them just go across the field and die, but wear down your opponent, and then her and her battle group and the solos move in for a kill.
Yeah, something like that. That would be pretty nice. Also, I'm not used to playing 35-point lists either. That's another thing that's kind of I felt some pressure on that. Normally play 50. 50? Yeah, 50-point lists, and so yeah, it was a little different to try to scale down a little bit. So that was interesting too. But definitely, she's a fun caster. I tend to gravitate towards the ones that are quirky, and she's got some interesting utility to her. So it's definitely been fun. It's been an education.
All right. Well, as I like to say in my videos, at this point we're rambling, so yeah, good game, man.
Yeah, definitely, absolutely, good game.
And remember, dicerace.com.
Definitely, dicerace.com.
So I'm Nate.
I'm Rob.
We're both from Santa Barbara Wargaming. Good buddies.
Yep.
So anyway, this is round 4. Oops, I'm not holding this up, so maybe you didn't hear all that. But anyway, we're Nate and Rob. Round 4 of the Central Coast Steamroller, and we've got we were on table what? Were we on table 4? Table 4.
1.
Don't count because one of the tables is numbered wrong. We were still on table 4.
3, 4.
I was playing P. Irisk with Kador.
I was playing Signar with P. Kane.
P. Kane with Signar. It was, I forget which the scenario was called, but it was the one with the explosives cache in the middle.
Demolition.
Demolition. And so anyway, it was a fun game. Early on, I knew that one of the biggest mistakes, we were talking about this after the game, I made was I was intending to switch Iron Flesh over from a unit of Kayazi that were getting shot up pretty bad by gun mages, and I intended to switch that over to my Winter Guard, but I completely spaced on it and I forgot. And Rob,
Took advantage of
is a
that
good player.
with my feats.
He capitalized on it.
Yeah.
Feeded and took out basically all but like 3 models maybe
And
in
Mage
a
Storm
15-man unit.
And Mage Storm finished almost like rest of them with Black 13.
Yep. Finished him off with the Black 13. It was pretty brutal. I was kicking myself after that. Fortunately for me though, I was able to come away with a scenario victory.
Yeah.
Rob was chewing up my army, and I didn't see any other way to win basically at that point after I lost so many of my troops. And I was able to run the Great Bears into my zone and move Irisk up into within 4 inches of the explosives cache. And I got 2 points. And then on the following turn, Rob had a real good shot. He did a Thunderstrike?
Thunderstrike.
He Thunderstruck my Black Ivan into my caster. Now, one thing that happened here, and I don't know if you want to call this shenanigans, but
It happened though.
yeah, it happened. I'm okay with taking the damage. I just hope you're okay with me stopping it when I did.
Oh no, that was good.
Okay, so what happened was he knocked back my Black Ivan, and because everything would have been knocked down,
That was
he started to
D6.
pepper shots into my caster through Black Ivan, basically.
I was D6 and I wanted to go over your caster.
Right.
But I didn't. I rolled 1.
So what happened though is that as he was about to move his defender into range, I stopped him and I said, wait a second, I forgot Black Ivan cannot be knocked down because he had superiority on him. And so actually the line of sight should have been blocked for a number of those shots, but I didn't catch it. So a lot of about 6 damage went through maybe, but it did stop him from actually being able to complete the caster kill, I think, with his defender on a knockdown caster. So that was something I should have.
Critical brew damage, Pal 15 with
Yep.
a boosted attack, the damage roll.
Yeah, it would have. It could have really done a tough number on my caster. I was camping some focus, but I still think it might have finished me off.
No, but we don't know.
Who knows?
Yeah.
We don't know now. He was able to move his charger actually into range to both be in the zone to contest and to contest the objective. So I did have to actually play out the last turn.
Did something.
Yeah, it was something. I mean, I had the Great Bears in range, so I was able to go ahead and wreck the charger pretty easily. And then I won on scenario.
Yep.
But it was a good game, Rob.
Yes, it was.
All right.
Round 4, Table 5, a demolition scenario on Ashland Elise Highborn Covenant list versus...
P. Kruger, the Circle.
Talking to the thing.
Playing P. Kruger with Circle.
The scenario rules didn't really come up in this one.
Nope.
Both of us pretty much advanced into the middle of the table. Both of us contested the central ammunition depot, and it basically turned into a slugging match.
Yep.
Which he very much had the better of.
I was playing lots of electricity jumps against lots of squishy, hard to hit infantry. That's about the way it goes.
Yep. After I think the 4th auto hit lightning jump to Ashland, she ended up dying. So it was a caster kill.
At least it wasn't on your feature, and that would have been.
It was not on my
feature. That would have been unfortunate for you.
That would have been insult to injury, but it was well played. He didn't make any mistakes, and he walked away with the caster kill.
Yep.
Okay, so this is round 4. My name is Mark Sanders again.
Anthony, representing the Vandenberg group.
Santa Barbara Wargaming. I believe we're on table 8.
It was 7 or 8. It was one of the two.
I think it's 8. My faction was Scorn. I was playing with Epic Makeda.
And I was fielding my P. Fiora out of Menoth again.
And you know, I ended up getting the assassination. I really dislike P. Fiora. We've been talking about how anything that causes like mass continuous fire, or like the Thunderhead sends out big, waves of electricity, is just death to.
Just kills infantry spam.
Just kills infantry spam. Kills infantry. I didn't have that much infantry spam in my list. It's mainly a beast-centric Moloch missile.
Yeah, he had the Moloch Karn, Gladiator, and Archidon.
On the Archidon, the Holy Triumvirate, right? Highlights?
I fell prey to it.
Well, it's something, you can see it coming, but
it's hard to avoid it.
There's a lot of attack vectors. Moloch can trample and sidestep. The Archidon, as you saw, can fly just over, ignoring free strikes with Road to War, or Instruments of War.
Yeah, I saw the Moloch Karn, and I moved P. Fiora to avoid Moloch Karn right into the path of the Archidon.
Yeah.
So he got the kill from that.
But again, it's I think pretty much it was like the Gladiator was supporting Makeda right in the middle of the little triangle, and then my 2 prongs were Moloch Karn, who unfortunately the large base of the weapon, the explosive cache.
Explosives cache right in the middle, blocked out of his line of sight.
Yeah.
And everything.
And then on the other side was the Archidon. Yeah, Instruments of War with flight is it's pretty cheesy. It's pretty cheesy. It's almost as cheesy as P. Fiora's feet.
Well, with 3 heavies, her feet really didn't do that much against.
That is true. That is true.
I killed 5 or 6 of the swordsmen, and that was about it.
pretty much you killed the swordsmen, the last
4
one.
swordsmen and 2 pain givers.
Yeah.
My feet not at me.
Which was going to give the Ancestral Guardian some fuel for his fire, but he was over there threatening or not threatening. He was over there observing a flank.
Yeah, it was a pretty quick game.
What would you have done different?
I really don't know, because having those 2 between Moloch Karn and Archidon, I was really playing a defensive game, and it was trying to find that sweet spot of where to put people.
It's a pretty aggressive list.
It's a very aggressive list. It's hard to find that spot to put her where she's not going to die next turn.
Behind a battle engine, maybe?
Probably would have been a good idea.
Have you ever run her where the battle engine acts like a screen? It's a big base.
I always think about it, but the battle engine is just slow enough, and I want her up just far enough that they kind of get in the way of each other.
Yeah, no, I hear you. Yeah, it's 5-inch block. It's a 5-inch screen, but at the same time, it's 5 inches that you have to maneuver around.
And
unless you have
flight. And she wants to be closer to the front lines. So, and that's actually what killed me last game too. Was
I thought that you won the last game.
The game before, having the Earthborn charge Fiora.
Oh, who were you playing? Who had the Tyson? Yes.
So same thing. If I kept her behind the vessel, it would have been better off. But I would have been hiding her the whole game, and she wouldn't have been able to actually do anything. But
yeah. All right. So from us at Santa Barbara Wargaming
and Vandenberg,
we'll see you next time.
Stephen Bowen, playing Protectorate of Menoth with Epic Fiora. Nice. I'm Michael DeLow from the Santa Barbara group, playing Ossian for Retribution with Syra.
Yeah, so I went. Did I go first or did you go first?
Yeah, we had. Well, let's see. This was round 4.
Round 4, table 9.
Table 9.
The swampy table.
The swampy.
Where everything is cocked.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
That was major fun. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So we were playing the scenario where there was a objective in the middle.
Yes.
The interactive objective. So we had to grab the objective, and if we controlled it, we get a point. If we controlled the other zone, we get a point.
Yes.
That didn't really happen.
Not so much.
So we both kind of moved up. You took some shots with your Mage Hunter Strike Force quite a bit. Pinged my incinerators for a good amount.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, sort of nickels and dimes. It was sort of a question as to whether or not I wanted to use Ossian's Feet for the additional damage die on ranged attacks for an attrition purpose or try to go for an assassination. But I got lit up pretty badly in the opening turns. I definitely thought it was going your way.
Well, I did use my Vanquisher to good effect. Took out his, what were they?
Most of the House Guard Halberdiers.
The Halberdiers. I took out most of them the first turn. Then the second turn, I think I took them out either after we started. Well, second and third turn. Second turn engaging.
Jam a bit, and they just got
wiped out. Yeah. However, they did manage to interrupt my jacks a little bit on that second turn of engagement because they just walked right up to him. Couldn't really do much to his jacks then. Ran the incinerators right into the Mage Hunter Strike Force after they got hit. Engaged most of them. However,
basically the overall strategy shifted for me. I'd already lost the House Guard Halberdiers, so Hypnos with Ossian's Affinity was able to do quite a bit of focus disruption and shut down both through shooting and melee. So
disrupted my only ranged jack, which was pretty important.
Indeed.
Couldn't boost those damage rolls.
And so basically was able to make a huge difference simply by helping to keep the Menoth battle group not necessarily contained, but under control, while the Mage Hunter Strike Force and my Phoenix was able to clear out some of the infantry.
Yes, cleared out my incinerators. The turn after they ran up, a couple of them exactly enough damage, which was fairly annoying. However, after that, I think I tried to move up to get a control point. I tried to push him out of the interactive objective. However, he decided not to admonition away from my avatar. So I moved my Templar up after that as well to try to get in range the next turn. And that was when you kind of screwed me over a bit.
Basically, Hypnos' melee attacks when they connect cause a jack to be stationary. So I basically moved Hypnos into a position where I got free struck in the process and had his left arm and right arm gone, but was still able to boost just enough to be able to hit a couple of Menoth jacks.
The Templar on the Avatar.
The Templar on the Avatar.
Which was pretty important.
And shut them down for a turn while the Mage Hunter Strike Force sort of all wheeled into range, and I was able to pop Ossian's Feet.
But during that time, you were able to take out my Covenant of Menoth,
yes,
which can prevent knockdown or stationary, which was really important
yes, indeed.
For that turn.
Yeah, the Mage Hunter Strike Force sort of en route to try and go for the caster kill. We're able to shoot down a lot of the support as well, which was...
Yep, took out all my choir. Yeah, it was a pretty big deal. I was hiding in a forest, which didn't help from the Mage Hunter Strike Force.
This is true. Forests don't help that much versus them specifically. So.
And then he just popped the feet and went to town.
Popped the feet and went to town. I had some very good damage rolls.
But ultimately, probably would have had it without it.
Fair enough. So it was a good game, very strategic game. The nature of the objective and sort of a bottleneck center.
Yeah, that was big. There was a forest,
definitely worked to my
the
favor.
the large base objective, and then a linear obstacle, preventing my heavy jacks from charging into his Hypnos. Hypnos, yes. So that was a big deal.
So Hypnos was able to live probably longer than he was entitled to.
And the stationary prevented my avatar from moving into your Mage Hunter Strike Force, which could have sent them fleeing.
True.
Which would have been crazy. Did they rally somehow? Did they have anything that would rally them immediately?
Not immediately.
That would have been nice to do, but it wasn't able to happen, and I lost. So good game.
Good game overall.
Yep.